And start! We are gonna meet Satch. It took me at least 20 minutes to find the library. By the time I realized I was holding the map upside down, the sun was setting. The library was much larger than I expected, the walls lined from floor to ceiling with books of all sizes on rough wooden shelves. Intimidated, I headed for the front desk. A recognizably green and gray jacket was bent behind the counter. Normal boots. I briefly considered running away. Can I help you? Too late. Yeah, the school forgot to give me one of my textbooks. I was told I could get it here. Which one is it? The History 309 textbook. He stepped from behind the counter and motioned for me to follow. See, I think I'm going to do Satch's route next. It seems nice. After I finish off PBG's, 4. We dodged between the aisles in a comfortable silence. He seemed friendly enough. I should say something. What was his name again? Shane? Gerard? John? No, not John. Satch. Huh? Oh, you work here? Of course he worked here. He chuckled, dimples appearing in his cheeks. Yeah, I'm the librarian's assistant. It's my second year and I love it. I get to help people find books that speak to them. His eyes twinkled like a kid's on Christmas. Your book's right down here. He stopped at a row of thick, dusty books. Was this all history? And pulled out the book with the powder-wigged man I saw earlier. Thanks. He waved his hand. It was nothing. Do you need help with anything else? I wanted to make a good impression on the Normal Boots Club, but I couldn't come up with anything. No, thanks. Whatever he said. As we headed back through the cavernous library, my unease melted away. We weren't talking, but just being near him felt like being wrapped in a soft blanket. You know, sometimes I say these things, and I've never gone out with anybody or anything. I haven't even, had anyone kiss me, so waiting on that. But, I mean, I wouldn't want it at a really stupid, awkward time. That'd be really bad. Sorry I said stupid. Whoa, no, I didn't want that. But some of the stuff that they say, I've been around guys, I'm friends with guys, so, I just know what they're talking about. I can identify. Resisted the urge, even to people I'm not necessarily in love with. Something about certain people can just be really comforting, so, you know. Yeah. A lot of you guys are 13, so maybe I do know better than you. We neared the front desk, stepping around a clump of studying students. As we passed, one of them shifted. Something white flew past my face. A thick piece of triangular paper lay at my feet. I bent over and picked it up. It was surprisingly heavy. There was a quarter inside of it. If it was just a hair slower, it would have hit me in the face. The students snickered, and I recognized the boys that had made fun of my hair this morning among them. My heart dropped. I scanned my memory for anything I might have done to offend them, but came up with nothing. My hand started to shake. I hid it behind my back, trying to think of some way to defend myself. Why did you do that? What do you mean? I know I'm Canadian and that says A, but I don't think they wanted them to say A. A? What was that? They're in Japan. So I'm gonna go with, What do you mean? We were just messing around. Are you suggesting we did it on purpose? I faltered. There was nothing I could say. I was outnumbered. They would twist my words around, no matter how straightforward I was. No, Sorry. See, I would have totally fought them and got in trouble. One of the boys held his hand for the paper. I inched closer to give it to him, angry at myself for being so compliant. I wish I were... A gentle warmth closed over my hand and took the paper from me, and the music changed to a cute one. Satch examined the paper closely. I see what the problem is. Your aim would be better if you cut the corners before you folded it. He placed the paper on the table. The boy looked at him in sheer awe. Be careful, though. He almost hit her, and that would have been awful. My hands began to sweat as panic shifted through me, afraid of the response, but we're sorry. We'll be careful next time. Yeah, it was an accident. They apologized? Thanks. I appreciate it. He gave them a wide smile and continued off down the aisles. I followed closely behind, my legs weak. Don't tell me they stopped because of him. Simply because I was with him? I wanted to thank him, but my heart was pounding so hard I knew my voice would shake. We reached the front counter and he scanned my history book. My lips trembled as I willed myself to say something, anything, to thank him. He tilted his head to the side. What books do you like to read? Oh, fiction? I love fiction. He chuckled. I'm not going to chuckle. I just finished a good book. I think it'd be right up your alley, if you don't mind me saying so. He reached under the counter, pulled out a green thick book, and passed it to me. A man in black stood in the front, hugging a woman in royal robes. It's long, but it's one of my favorites. The Princess Betrothed. I want to read that book now! I know things can be tough transferring to a new school. If you're ever worried, just read this. It'll transport you 100 miles away in a second. Tears stung my eyes, so I ducked my head. Thank you, Satch. For more than just the books. You're welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I got your name. My name is Hana Mizuno. I don't need to say that. I'm a transfer student. Well, it's nice to meet you, Hana. Let me know how you like the book. I will. I'm just kind of instinctively doing voices for them. But maybe I'll do like a really weird voice for somebody. Maybe I'll do it for Kakasu or something like that. If that's her name. Oh, we still got some time. That couldn't have gone better. Not only was Satch impossibly kind, but being around him felt easy. Refreshing. Like being doused in the mist of a waterfall. Oh, what was I thinking? I don't know what you were thinking. My cheeks hot, I left the library, 2 surprisingly heavy books under one arm. I settled into bed, eager to get started with my new reading material, but Mai was sitting at her desk, carving a pencil idly into the pages of a notebook. Every few minutes she released a long, drawn-out sigh as the lead of her pencil whined against the paper. I lowered my book and took the bait. Is something wrong, Mai? She let out another dreary sigh. I hope Jared notices me this year. Does Jared know you like him? Mai whirled around in faint shock. I don't like Jared! Oh. I closed my book and set it aside, deciding to play along. Well, have you at least tried talking to him? No. I mean, I have before. Why don't you try again? She bobbed her head from side to side, considering this like it never crossed her mind before. Yeah, maybe I could do that. Satisfied, I picked my book back up. Have you ever had a boyfriend, Hana? Hana? Huh? Me? No. Never. Really? Never? Never. How much money is that? How much did she just say? That looks like 10,000 yen. Is that not 10,000? Because that's a lot. I mean, I don't know this currency, but I don't even know why they said it in Japan. But someone please tell me how much money that is, because that looks ridiculous. You mean a totally cute boy here and fall in love by the end of the school year? You're crazy. To bet 10,000 of anything, yes. I buried my face back in my book, barring Mai from any further discussion. Falling in love by the end of the year? Me? If I were a betting kind of girl, I'd take that bet. I know it's only 8 minutes, but I think I'll stop here just 'cause, you know? So, pause.